Warning, this video contains spoilers and satire. Mafia the Snooze Country is the best looking Italian early 1900s life simulator I've ever played. Look at this thing, it's glorious. Don't just take my word for it, everyone else is saying the same thing.
This game looks stunning.
Because the setting of the game is incredibly beautiful.
The part of Sicily we have access to looks really nice though.
Yep, we got a really good looking... I can't do it. Mafia the walking, talking, driving, riding, cutscene country is boring. Go ahead, click it. I dare you. This movie forgot it was a video game. And when it does have a Narm flashback and kicks into second gear, I enjoyed it. All of 5 minutes of what I got to play of it. This thing is 90% cutscenes, 5% walking, riding, or driving to cutscenes, 3% actually playing the game, and 2% playing the most boring knife slash minigame on repeat. Don't try and defend it, Kyle. It was boring at the start, and it was boring every time. They copy and pasted it in just with a different bad guy. And I know what you're going to say, but MCT, you love campaign games. 10 points to Gryffindor, because that's right, I do enjoy campaign games when I actually get to play them. The first 50 hours of this game, Snail walks you through how to play the game, then adds in a stealth mission which ends up in a gunfight, which ends up in a knife fight. That's not satire, that's serious. Every single mission ends in a knife fight. Apart from this one, where you're told to bring the geezer you're hunting out alive. You go to all the trouble, you chase him when he escapes, only to then kill him when the mission ends anyway. What the f are we doing here? So let's talk about stealth. A mechanic every good Christian boy and girl enjoys when playing a video game. From Hitman to the Creed, if you can stealth kill a bunch of enemy AI, well shit, that's 5 out of 10 already. So let's check in on Mafia and never mind, forget it, they added X-ray.
Seriously?
Nothing better than in X-ray vision to completely ruin the immersion of, oh, I don't know, early 1900s old country Italy. It's in the title. If Enzo being recruited to Charles Xavier School of Witchcraft and Wizardry didn't do it for you, the nonsensical, brain-dead, staring at nothing AI enemy have got you covered. Seriously, what is he doing? This guy is supposed to be looking for me. What does he think? I turned into a door? I've got X-ray vision. I can't shapeshift, you idiot. That's not how this works. The thing that pissed me off the most about the stealth missions was when you get to the end undetected, it still ends up in a shootout anyway. What was the point? I did exactly what you told me to do. Moving on to Enzo, this game is so boring. I genuinely do not give a tiny Italian rat's ass about this character. I know nothing about him. He has no goals, no ambition. What's the end game here, Enzo? His friend had goals. He wanted to go to America, but he died in Act 1. It sucks to suck. But I swear to God, the only thing Enzo does have planned is railing the daughter of the Don of the family he now works for. Wow. Character of the year, am I right?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
On to the cutscenes. How long have you got? No, seriously. How long have you got? According to reports, this game is just under 12 hours long, which is complete horseshit, because the cutscenes alone add up to around 100 hours. Jesus Christ. I enjoy a game that feels like a movie, and I even defended this shit. But I can't enjoy a movie that thinks it's a video game. 90% of the first 2 hours is cutscenes. Oh, well, that's not too bad. It's just introducing us to the game. Red Dead's intro was 365 days long. Yeah, but when I finally got out of the intro for Red Dead, I got to play the game. I kid you not, there is a mission after the big race which involves 3 of the main characters. Going back through my recording, the mission took over an hour to finish. You want to know what I did for that hour? Rode horses and talked. Got off the horses and talked some more. Got back on the horses and talked more. Then got off the horses for more talking. Back on the horses, talked again. Got into a 60-second knife fight. Back on the horses, more talking. We then got a stealth mission which took me 6 minutes. The cutscenes before and after the mission added up to 5 minutes. Then back on the horses for more talking. Off the horses, more talking. Then back on again for more talking. And finally, my first gunfight. The first time I get to use a gun. Including looting and just exploring the site, it took me 9 minutes from cutscene to cutscene. You want to know how long the following 2 cutscenes were before I got back to playing this movie? 7 minutes. And what happened after that? I got back on a horse for more f***ing talking. So when you actually get gifted the opportunity to play this video game, how is it? The shooting's alright, the stealth's fine, grenades are completely pointless. There's a handful of variations of enemy AI which just gets awkward after a while. It feels like I'm ending a set of twins here. And I saw someone say, just get out the first few hours and the game comes alive. Comes alive? This was one of the last missions in the game. Does this guy look alive to you? The safe missions are hilarious because they're a complete waste of time. All you need to do is look around the room because you need to find the note that'll have the code wrote on it. This is the game that chose to be realistic. How did they break into your safe? They read the code on a piece of paper in the exact same room the safe was in. Well, what about the story, MCT? Considering this is a story-based game, surely you enjoyed that, right? No. You bunch of pricks sold me on the Mafia games because apparently they have incredible stories. This was so average with a fucking stupid ending. And if you want to fight me on that, I'll see you on the edge of a volcano for a face-off. So, hold on. Let me get this straight. Enzo doesn't plan on going to America. But then his mate dies who did want to go to America. Enzo ends up with the Teresi family. Whenever he gets asked about what he wants, he never mentions America. He then spends the whole game proving himself to the family, then starts slipping it to the Don's daughter on the DL, then saves the entire family, and the Don literally says to him that the family is going to owe him one. And instead of Enzo using that as the time to ask for the Don for his and Isabella's blessing, the thing he keeps telling her he's gonna do, he stonewalls it completely, waits too long, gets given the mines that he never wanted, then plans on running away with her, and now it's open season on Enzo. Oh, also, the two biggest pricks in the entire game, Enzo doesn't get to kill. Luca kills this complete shit weasel as he's about to choke us out after we won the knife fight, and Isabella turns Tino into a statistic at the end of the most forced 10 minutes of gameplay in 2025. I don't need to get cancelled, so I won't talk about how in the game that chose realism as its anchor, I made a young pregnant girl outmuscle several fully grown men while a volcano was erupting. Now, I'm assuming this review's taking some people by surprise because I haven't mentioned the short story or the performance issues, because that's what most of the negatives are hovering around with other people. If I'm being honest, I enjoyed the length of the story, but that's mainly because I just wasn't invested, and I called 90% of the shit that we got anyway. I was kinda glad when it was over. But when it comes to the performance, I massacred this piece of unfinished shit for multiple reasons, and a big one was the unfinished pop-in control. I'm not a developer, an engineer, or Italian, so I don't have the answer. All I know is when video games used to come out, they didn't give me a 1-second brain aneurysm every time a fresh scene kicked in. What is this shit? Is it something to do with Unreal Engine? Why are so many games struggling with this crap? It's annoying as balls, and when it comes to Mafia, the more you progress, the worse it got. Let me attempt to wrap this up quicker than Mafia did, because Jesus Christ, the game ended 3 missions too late. When Enzo runs that blade through Spadaro, that's it. That's the ending this game needed. Enzo puts an end to the war, the Teresi family are on top, the Don now owes Enzo a debt, Enzo can cash it in and ask for him and Isabella's blessing. Wedding, baby, boom, roll done, end credits. But they went overboard and killed it. The volcano, right, look, the volcano looked nice. In all fairness, it actually looked sick. But it was completely unnecessary. Not only that, it was so stupid. This gigantic volcano is literally erupting in the background, and we're being chased and shot by foot soldiers. The music for Enzo and the Don's knife fight was really good. Again, visuals and score were the best thing about this whole game. But I just wasn't interested in having the exact same knife fight I'd already had 50 times over. And finally, Enzo's fate. This was a guy that constantly put his life on the line for this family. He refused to have the balls multiple times to make his intentions known to the man he's literally doing all this for. Then decides the smart play is to run off to America. When we first met him, that wasn't even his dream. He stole it from his dead friend. I barely knew a lick about him, and he was a bad judge of character. Him, it was emotional, brother. Let me end this by contradicting everything I've just said. If you can afford it and you enjoy story-based games, buy this game and make your own mind up. I'm making this video because I got bored of every nerd just putting this game over because it looked good. Is that all it takes now in this industry? You make a video game look good and the rest just falls in line? Mafia the Snoozefest is not a bad game. It's a good game. There were parts I enjoyed when I was allowed to enjoy them. But Jesus, it's a struggle to enjoy playing the game when for 90% of it, you're either watching a movie or driving a car, riding a horse, walking or talking. I'm a campaign cowboy, but for the love of God, there's a line. As always, we want to give one final shout out to the Friend Brothers for the continued support on this channel. You stay safe on those streets, you little punk, and as always, sucker, look at your scumbag.